Spaghetti Junction. Right, hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I'm out for a wee winter camp and I just spent the last hour, and literally an hour, untangling guy lines that had assembled to the tent. So real schoolboy error, I've learned a lot there. I would have frozen to death in the Cairngorms. I had to get inside and undo them all. Absolute mare. Anyway, I'm going to get the vents open, just tighten everything up, and then we'll get inside and I'll bring you back then and we can have a chat. At last. I'll tell you what, it'll be nice to get out of this wind. Oh, brutally cold out there. To be fair, probably not that bad. I'd imagine just below zero. But the wind chill on your hands, trying to undo knots, etc. Oh, God, it'll be good to get in. Oh, thank God for that. Oh, just to get out the wind, honestly. Brutal. That's why I quite like just doing these winter camping practice runs more than anything else. Just to remind myself of techniques and things that I really have to get slicker at. Anyway, let's get the kit in and we'll get our wee home set up for the night. Flipping heck, it's cold. Tell you what though, still love this tent. Absolutely gorgeous. Well, it is to me anyway, freak thing I am. Snow everywhere. Try and keep it down to a minimum because there is no separate vestibule in this tent. It's all as one. So yeah, try and manage as much snow, keep as much of it out of here. Where's that mat? There we go. There's a lot of down going on tonight. I've got the big heavyweight decathlon, which I love. I've also got a new set of Nature Hike down trousers and my Nature Hike down socks. So I'll get into them in a minute once we get the mat inflated. I've also got the North Tent Ling sleeping bag, which is comfort -5. So I think it'll be on its limits tonight, to be honest. Varying reports on the forecast suggest it will be anywhere between probably -5, -3, sorry, to down about -8 round here, I think. So yeah, we shall see. Try and get this inflated as hard as I can because it will only go down in this cold, and I want to try and keep the maximum depth. It's the Light Tour winter mat, so rated about the same as an X-Therm, I think. And I do find it much more comfortable than the Extherm, though ultimately if I wanted, probably for cold, the Extherm would still beat it. So much better out the wind. So, I spent ages, hours, a couple of days seam sealing the tent from the outside. So the tape in places has started to deteriorate on it, and it's flaking and it's landing on the floor. It looks like I've got bad dandruff. However, I'm hoping that will not be an issue because I've silicone sealed the outside. Not that I'll be using it in rain, but just for wetter snow or whatever. But really it is a sub-zero option, I would say, rather than a full winter option, which I'll just go back to my pre-tents and I'll use the border tent for most general purposes all year. So another new bit of kit that I got for my Christmas. Thank you to Annie for my Christmas present. Fire Maple G3 I think it is. I'm going to test that with the Soto Windmaster and see if it's more efficient for cooking, because I don't actually have an awful lot of gas left, so it could be a good godsend tonight, to be honest. Anyway, looking forward to trying that. And my trusty Soto Windmaster as always. I don't know why I say trusty, because the piezo, or whatever you say, piezo lighter, it gave up the ghost within a couple of months of getting it, to be honest. But apart from that, I do like it as a burner. It's quite controllable. Nice wide burner, good stable pot stand on it. Light enough and packable that goes inside either the titanium pot or the new G3, which is a wee bit more roomy actually. So, right, time to think about dinner, I think. I do like a UCO candle because it does two things actually. I just love the ambience of it, but I also think it obviously brings the heat up slightly and reduces the condensation slightly. Although any condensation tonight will be well frozen. I'll try and get this hung up somewhere. Yeah, right there. Should do it. Good. So tonight's dinner, chicken tikka and rice, courtesy of Annie again. Or was it Jan? Thank you both for my wee Christmas present. It obviously doesn't need water, unless you want to just boil it in the bag sort of idea and warm it up. I think I'll just put it straight in the pot because I've not got an awful lot of water with me, and I don't think there's a water source nearby. So I want to keep that for coffee or tea. I'll certainly get an instant heat transfer through the pot. In fact, a lot quicker than I'd normally expect. I suspect I'm probably burning this. Turn it down a bit. And we'll wash this wee curry down with another wee Christmas present. Well, cheers everyone. Happy New Year to you. Have a good 2025 and thanks for watching everything in 2024. Well, it's chilled, but it's good. So to help the gas burn more effectively, I've actually brought the base of the new serotonin, I think it's a Firefly stove. And I'm just using it literally to get as a table and to get the gas off the ground so as it burns a wee bit more efficiently. Seems to be working okay. So that's it, I've now deployed the down trousers and the down socks and I'm beginning to warm up again. I went out, did a couple of social media shots, just a couple of wee bits of external video, but my god, did it kill me. Couldn't hang about outside there, the wind chills are an absolute shocker. You forget how brutal winter camping can be. I do love it, but yeah, if you're exposed and you're on the top of a hill, I'm only at about 1500 feet if that, but it is probably a very windy area near to Whiteley Wind Farm. So I hope you all had a good New Year. I was away up north actually in the Cairngorm area, but it's just a family holiday so I didn't get much chance to do many walks. I did walk into Scotland's poshest bothy, possibly, which I've always wanted to see. I'll show you a wee clip on screen. And that was a tremendous wee walk actually, just with the weather was fantastic. A nice hour and a half in, hour and a half out. The river crossings were a wee bit sketchy and at one point I nearly tumbled into the river. I had tucked my gloves, which are a kind of combination of Gore-Tex and fleece, inside my jacket, and one of them popped out and just before I could grab it, straight into the rapids and away it went. So a wee bit annoying, about £100 trip that was, having lost that kit. So I'm using some replacement gloves just now. Some ancient old, I don't know if you remember that brand, Phoenix. An old ski brand. I think it was ski anyway. So I'm using them just now for today, just because they're a bit more dexterous for putting the tent up. But I've got some mountain equipment ones which are a bit more chunky. I didn't bother with them tonight because I knew I wouldn't be walking too far. But yeah, now I'm in the tent and it's sealed up. Yeah, it feels a lot better and I'm beginning to warm up and I can actually feel my feet again. So I've got the serotonin stove. I've got these Nature Hike trousers, Nature Hike socks. Also got a Zubin, I think it is, X2 Pro, a little torch. I'll show you that in more detail actually. It's quite an interesting wee thing. I'm using it to backlight just now. But it's got a side light and a front light with a swivel on it and a combination of colours. And then on full power it's got a hell of a output on the lumens. I think it's over 1,000 lumens. But it's a tiny little thing the size of maybe a cigarette lighter, a bit like a Zippo. I've got more of these things than I know what to do with, to be honest. But I quite like this because it seemed kind of different. It's got a wheel which controls the brightness and the colours on this side window. There's a side light here. And then on the top you've got more like a head torch type arrangement. You've got the clips for your belt. And you can also attach it apparently to your helmet. I can now turn the wheel. Hopefully you can see this colour change. So you can choose a kind of ambient colour to suit. Or just keep spinning and have a disco. Also get quite a good red light. It just takes 2 AA's. So I kind of like that. These are rechargeable, but you could probably use normal AA's. And it's got a USB-C connector on the side. So now on the main torch, if I go turbo, I think you just double press it. Jeez, wow, that's bright. I think that's, I don't know what it is, 1,000, 1,500 lumens or something. Oh God. You can actually feel the heat off that. I could probably use that as a tent heater. But for the moment, I'm just using a normal Petzl Actic. I think that's 450 lumens. That one was given to me by my sister-in-law, so thanks Caroline. And that's just good, simple, kind of relatively well made, if all plastic. Nice and light, and just a simple, reliable headband. So yeah, I'm just using that for kicking around the camp at the moment. Some of these. So my radio has become the next victim of the cold. Thought they was quite fresh Duracell batteries, but I think I'll need to warm it up again to see if I can get it going. You keep forgetting about all these things you've got to do in winter, keeping batteries. Luckily enough, actually, Nitecore sent me their carbon fibre 20,000 milliamp hour battery bank with a couple of USB-C ports on the side of it. So actually, yeah, relatively light and compact for the output, because this is the sort of thing I was looking for the TMB. And in the end, I managed to blag or borrow from my nephew. And although his were very good as well, they were actually, I think his were Anker, just slightly bigger and slightly bulkier for the same output. So that's probably about as light and as compact as you would get. I think Valiant Peak sell these. Anyway, I'll put whatever link Nitecore wants to give me below in the description if you're interested. But yeah, not too terrible because I'm a bit of a gram counter. I'm just going to charge up the radio and I'm going to charge up the drone in case it happens to clear up tomorrow morning. I don't know if you can see that, but I've been moving around the temp a wee bit just to see. It seems to be about -1.5 in here. And I'm guessing there's a slight differential between the outside. Okay, this might turn out to be completely foolhardy, but I'm going to use this serotonin stove base, try and protect the grass. And I'm going to have a little, let me light up a wee bit harder, hang on. And I'm going to have a wee fire log outside the door of the tent, hoping the wind is blowing away from the door, and just get a nice wee heat up before I go to my bed. Check out that skyline though. That's looking to Glasgow. North or northwestish, I think. I'm wondering actually if we get any. I'm going to check the alerts because we might get lucky with Aurora. There's been a couple on off recently in the last few days for an hour or two, so here's hoping. Nice stars, a very bright moon, and Venus, I think, looking pretty bright over towards the south. But yeah, it's quite an impressive viewpoint, certainly. I really chose it just so as I could just dial in my kit, give this tent a wee run for its money, see how it felt, see if there was any nightmares with it. So far actually it's been pretty good. The one thing I would say is this door's quite low, just kind of annoys me a wee bit. It's just when you're trying to cook at the front. But because of the internal vestibule, it makes it very, very long, so there's no chance of you touching the ends. I wouldn't fancy 2 people in it. Doesn't seem that wide to me, but yeah, it's an expedition or an assault tent, so it's all about just keeping you safe. But yeah, everything's frozen inside, so no problems with condensation. If the wind gets up, I'm getting some frost dropping onto the sleeping bag, which doesn't bother me, to be fair. I don't think it will soak into the bag because everything is just sub-zero, so we should be good. So far the tent's working out okay, actually. It's obviously very strong and quiet. The wind's not rattling it at all because it's quite low. We're just into double figures or more, so it's just a light breeze. But it is quiet because of the thickness of the fabric. Condensation inside, yeah, there's condensation, but it's all frozen. And that would happen in every tent, whatever kind of material the single skin was. It was about -1.5 inside, so I'll check the temperatures outside in just a minute once this log takes. What a godsend. Right, it's nearly time for kip. It's about 10:30, 11 o'clock. I've got the Nortent Ling sleeping bag tonight, rated to -5, so hopefully with a hot water bottle and with a layer underneath I should be okay. And I put the foil blanket underneath the light tour mat for a wee bit extra insulation. So anyway, brush my teeth, go out for a quick pee, jump in, and we'll see if I can get a good night's sleep. Right, you lovely people, I'll just check the temperature. It's about -2 in the tent, so probably -4, -5 outside before wind chill. Anyway, I'm going to my bed. I've got a wee hot water bottle down the bottom here and a down sock. Hoping that'll warm up shortly because my feet are numb, having been wandering around in the snow there, just brushing my teeth. Anyway, thanks for watching so far, and I'll bring you back in the morning, all being well. Cheers just now. Good morning, everybody. It's about 6:20. -3 in the tent, so pretty nippy outside, I would think. As you can probably see, it's pretty well iced up. So I'm just going to get up when I can force myself out of this lovely warm sleeping bag. The Nortent Ling bag was really good last night, I have to say. Probably, I would say, rated slightly warmer for me than its official rating. So it was -5 comfort, and it would definitely be around -3 generally. I've got a layer on. I've got my dry fit and a wee pair of tights on and a pair of woolen socks. And I had this beanie on all night last night as well, but yeah, I was absolutely cosy. So that's fine, but it's a bit of a culture shock bringing your arms out into this cold air. So I'll maybe get up, get a quick brew on, and then hope for some light. I was hoping we'd get a wee sunrise, but there's not much sign of it at the moment. And then back to work. Another advantage of this bag, actually, these armholes. I've been able to do most of my packing, but still stay warm in the bag, so I've not even dressed yet. But managed to pack my rucksack. I always hate that noise in the morning. That signifies time to go. so that's it everybody. It was just a wee test of the Mountain Hardwear EV2 and I really enjoyed it, but unfortunately it wasn't windy enough to really make any great test, but it worked well. Obviously lots of condensation inside, but that all froze and is exactly what I would expect with any single skin tent. The fire maple pot I really liked, actually very efficient for as long as the gas lasted, but it didn't last that long. And I think the best thing out of all of the kit actually was probably the Ling sleeping bag. Yeah, all good. So we're just about packed. So again, Happy New Year to you all. Thanks again for following me in 24 and hopefully I'll have some more trips coming up in 25. I'm hoping to try and get maybe 1 a week, maybe 2 a week if I can this year. I'd just like to try and build it up a wee bit more if possible. But it's difficult when you're self-employed and running a business as well. But yeah, thanks for watching folks. Going to head back to the office now, get some breakfast, get a shower and get cracking with the work. So see you soon. Cheers just now.